Well, I have to tell you that this is it. This is the big deal. I think the reason that I'm here is because a witness is only as good as his ability to describe the events. And I think that the reason that I was chosen was because that I can relate to who I'm trying to talk to, that I speak their language. It's like a black wolf that's so lost in the woods that it takes another wolf to find him and try to lead him out. And he gave me the gift to be able to describe to who I'm trying to reach in a way that they can understand. So it's like I had a lot of the qualities and gifts that were needed for this particular mission. And I believe that's why I'm here. That not only did I go way up in those holes, that I'm able now to lead the way out, to point the way out, that I went the path, and now I'm trying to light up that path for you to see. And having said that, I know you look at me and you listen to me and you think to yourself, well, he doesn't look anything like me. Or let me tell you, and I got to be honest with you, I'm nothing like you. I mean, you can look at me, you can listen to me, you can see me, I'm nothing like you. But I used to be exactly like you. And that's the point. That's the point. That's the change. I wish I could show you a picture. I could, but I don't have it with me, to show you what I looked like only 2 years ago. You would look at just a photo of what I looked like 2 years ago and what I sounded like and what I look like and sound like today. It's like different people. It is different people. And I'm going to try to take you to the starting point of when that happened. And what it is, it's the truth. On one of the segments I said you don't need to know the truth. Well, now you do. Now it's time. It's time to bring you to the truth. And that's where prayer, God, meditation, and this spark of God that I always talk about, that I believe is inside of us. And you're going to be able to go to that spark for your own truth. There was some point in your life that you turned. And it's so covered with garbage. It's so covered with all the junk in our lives that you can't see the truth if you wanted to. You really can't. Your way of thinking is built on a house of cards, that the foundation of that house of cards were mistakes and things you were wrong. Your reasoning was wrong. It was done with anger. It was done with confusion. Whatever reasons it was done, but you continue to build this house of cards, your life, on these lies, these untruths. And now it's time to look deep in your own story and find that card down there at the bottom, that ace of spades that you laid in there when it should have been the ace of hearts, and pull it out. And when you pull it out, you know what's going to happen. All of your other beliefs and reasonings and what you think life is about and who you think you are going to come tumbling down. And that's what we need. Because now it's time to build your foundation, your bedrock of foundation. The foundation has to be built on bedrock. All right? The bedrock of your foundation needs to be laid. And what I consider that to be is the real truth. That's the only thing that's important right now, is for you to lay this rock of truth at the bottom of your house. You're going to build a new house now, and you're going to build a new life, but you can't start unless you really go to the core of the truth. And that's where this spark's going to come in, because it knows it. It knows it, and you have to seek it. There's one thing that I've found is there's one thing you can always count on God for, and that's the truth. If you ask Him for the truth, if you ask Him to see the truth, and you truly, sincerely ask Him from the bottoms, the depths, the core of your heart, He'll show it to you. He'll show it to you, but you're the one that has to accept it. You have to open yourself up to accept this truth. You have to go back to your beginning. My beginning is different than your beginning, but we all have those beginnings of when we went down the wrong path. And if you truly, truly seek that beginning, it will be revealed to you. God never holds back the truth from us. That is where we're going to find it. And that's what you need to do now. I told you that I was going to tell you what you need to be doing right now. In your prayers, tell God that you want to see the truth. You want to see the real truth of your life, of who you are. And that's going to be the starting point, because you're going to realize that at some point you took something and used it as an excuse to indulge yourself in everything that you wanted. You became selfish. It was all about you. You're like that little rat in that hole, and you're going to grab the whole chunk of cheese, man. You're going to grab the whole block, and you're just going to gobble it up. You're not going to pay the check. You're not going to pay the bill. You're just going to indulge yourself in every self-indulgence that you can, and you're just going to guard this big hunk of cheese, and you're going to bite anybody and fight anybody to keep them away from it, and you're just going to gobble it all up, and it's all about you. And that's something I know you can understand, is the rat wanting all the cheese. So hopefully, I've reached you down that hole, and I'm the rat that's going, hey, come here, let's go down that way. And you're like, well, what's in it for me? Why should I go down that way? And I would say, because you've already been that way. You've already been that way. When I realized the truth, the excuse that I used to justify me doing anything I wanted, I also realized that all the things that happened to me, I played a part in it. I played a part in all that destruction of myself, my own self-destruction. And when I came to that realization, it hurt. But it also was the key to unlock the door, because I realized that none of that ever had to happen again. That all I had to do was to change my behavior, and I would not bring any of that on myself again. And that was a revelation. That was a freedom. That was a relief. That was a relief. And God, I said He sent me into the rat hole, with all the sin and the pain and everything, but and the snakes in there, and I have to say this, he let the snake bite me, he let me tangle with the snake and everything, but any time the rat trap was about to come down on my head and I was about to be destroyed, he interceded. It was always His plan for me to be victorious. You're going to find that we have a God that is really rich in mercy. He turns our defeats into victory. And He's going to turn your defeat into victory. But you have to seek the truth. Seek the honesty that will let you see the truth. Find that honesty. Find that rock. And build your house on it. And it will never fall in.